Can you go over the sound?
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Blaze. Stress, anxiety, depression, these are all feelings that we've all most likely gone through at some point in our college career. Especially being millennials, we deal with a lot of technology that can influence our friendships, and that can be difficult at times. So today I'll tell you the story of one of my lifelong friends and a journey that I took with him across an island. So it was summer after my freshman year of college, and I was very excited to be returning home to the East Coast. I'd come very far for school, and I was happy to return to New England, which is my home area. And so then I traveled to Rhode Island. I'm from Barrington, Rhode Island, and I was with one of my good friends, my lifelong friend Jack. I'd grown up with him in my neighborhood. As I had mentioned in my speech about myself, I didn't have video games, cable TV, anything like that, and there was a group of us that grew up this way in our neighborhood, and it led to a very good childhood, and I was very happy with it. So we decided we'd travel from Barrington, Rhode Island. We'd take an hour-and-a-half journey to the port of Woods Hole, and we'd take the ferry across to this island that we'd gone to as children. And so this island, Noshawn Island, it's one that has been used in the setting of Wes Anderson's 2012 movie, Moonrise Kingdom, and he states that there are no cars, you've got to take the ferry there. And there's only about 20 houses, he says. It is a place that is institutionally protected from any change, and when you go there, it feels like stepping at least 40 years into the past. And so you can see here, this is the map from his movie, and you can definitely see some resemblance between this island, which he used as the setting, and Noshawn. And so we would be traveling from this area up here. We would hike down to the western end and be able to look across at the next island. So it's a beautiful day. We arrived in Woods Hole. We're ready to take the ferry across, and at this point I'm feeling very excited. I'm with my best friend, and I'm sure you guys have felt that sort of same thing when you meet up with a good friend and you're able to spend some time together after a while apart. And so it was a beautiful morning, like I said. We travel across on the ferry. It's about a 35-minute ferry ride. And we get to the island, we arrive at the dock, and we set off on our expedition. So we arrive, and we find the trailhead. It's looking good. We're talking about our previous semester at college and how good it is to be back here after this is our first time that we're appearing there independently. Previously, we'd always been with our parents, and now with our newfound collegiate independence, we're ready to travel across the island. So we take the North Shore Trail, which goes along the northern shore of the island, which is pretty self-explanatory in the name, and we're hiking along and seeing the beach that we traveled to as children, and we keep walking along. We meet some other characters along the way. They didn't seem as invested in the day as we were, and we're trying to beat the sun to get to the end of the island. So we have to enter a forest. It's getting dark at this point. The trails in the forest are a little less easy to navigate, and we're trying to get to this cabin where we can spend the night. So we enter the forest. The trees appear as though they're beckoning to us with the shadows in the long afternoon, and we successfully make it through the forest. We get out back onto the trail in the lowlands, and as you can see here, the sun is getting fairly low in the sky at this point, and there's a lot of silhouettes on the trees, and things are starting to get dark. So as the sun dips below the horizon, we still have a little ways to go, and we're worried whether or not we'll be able to find the cabin and spend the night there. So thankfully, we do make it on time. You can see there's some ropes hung up to help keep away vermin and mice and things like that from getting into our belongings. And there's a cot, and as Jack goes down to the lake nearby, I light a fire in the fireplace. So there's no technology, there's no technology besides my visual, which Johnny will be passing around. It's a solar panel that I use to charge my battery to take these pictures with. And then we're ready for our next day. We sleep through the night. We make a delicious breakfast in the morning and set out to explore. We make it all the way to the end. We look across at the other islands, and at this point I feel the sense of accomplishment, which I think many of you have felt in some task that you've conquered in your lifetime. And so we explore. We spend the morning at the beach. We find a lot of good items out on the sand. I find some sea glass, and we look around. We scavenge some materials and build a fort for us to have lunch at, which is just a very boy childhood thing to do. And so we set up, have our lunch. We fly the Rhode Island flag, show a little state pride, And then I would like at this time to thank our unofficial sponsor of the journey, Cisco Brewers of Nantucket, which since 1997 has provided delicious beverages to the islanders in the area. And so, unfortunately, we need to leave our fort there, and we start our hike back to the other end of the island. We pass a cove, we take a little swim, and then we look across at Martha's Vineyard. That's how we know that we're almost all the way back. You may have heard of Martha's Vineyard. That's where some famous people have gone to spend their vacations. And thankfully, we see some civilization and make it back to take the ferry across. And so, in conclusion, think of the person that you're happiest with and the feeling of being free, and that's what this experience was like for me. Thank you.